There is a stump on the back corner of my place in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, and beside it is a hole in the ground about the size of a dinner plate. My dad Ray dug that hole with a garden hoe back in the 1980s, and he poured about $1 worth of plain white powder down into the bottom of it. That hole is still there. It's deeper now, 8 or 9 inches down into black dirt, because the whitetails have been working on it a mouthful at a time for close to 40 years. They are not licking it. They are eating it. I have had trail camera pictures of 9 different bucks in velvet standing over that one hole in a single week in June, and the last bag I dumped in it cost me less than a cup of coffee. But what almost nobody tells you is that in something like half the states in this country, doing what my dad did on that stump will get you a ticket now. And the reason has nothing to do with whether it works. So stay with me to the end, friend. The difference between a hole like Dad's that pulls deer for 40 years and the wet spot most folks make that dies after one hard rain comes down to one thing you do in the first 5 minutes with a shovel. The powder is the cheap part. What you do with it is the whole ball game, and it is the exact opposite of what the picture on the bag shows you. I'm Donna Larsen. I'm 52 years old. I live in the Northwoods, and my dad had me sitting in a deer stand before I was 8. I shot my first buck at 11 with his old lever action 30-30, and 44 seasons later, I'm the one running the family deer camp I grew up in. I was the only woman at that camp for 30 years. Most of what I'm about to tell you came straight from men who are gone now and would be tickled to know you're hearing it. So how does a $1 box of plain salt end up outlawed across half this country? Because that is all the powder is, plain white salt. A cardboard canister of it sits on the grocery shelf for about $1, and a 50-pound bag of white stock salt runs under 10 at the farm store. No secret formula in it, and there never was. What happened is that deer want it so bad they will dig a crater to get at it. And when a whole herd puts their noses down into the same crater month after month, things start passing between them. Chronic wasting disease, mainly. That is the honest reason the game departments came down on it, and it is a fair one. Depending on how you count them, right around half the states either ban it outright or wrap it in rules tight enough that most hunters would call it banned. That list changes every year, and in plenty of places it changes county by county. I check my own county here in Wisconsin before I put out a shovelful. So before you do one single thing I show you today, look up your own state's rules for this season, not the season your buddy told you about. In a minute, I'll give you the exact 3 words to look for because they do not all mean the same thing. And I'll come back to that hole of Dad's because the part everybody gets wrong is not what goes in it. Now, what I'm showing you today is one trick out of 101 I wrote down in a book called Donna's Whitetail Bible, 101 field-tested tricks to stop going home empty-handed. 44 seasons of what works. For the hunter who already does the basics right and still climbs down empty on the last afternoon. Turning a nocturnal camera buck into a daylight shot. Figuring out why a stand that used to be gold went dead on you. Telling honest sign from lying sign. Hunting around 3 other men's pressure on public ground. Not one gear ad in it, because Dad always said the deer don't care what you spent. It is $17 right now, marked down from $47. $17, friend. That is less than 1 tank of gas out to the lease. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you used to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time, there is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. All right, let's get you a spot that actually pulls deer. First thing, let's talk about what you are actually buying because this is where the money goes sideways. Walk into any big outdoor store in the spring and you will find a whole wall of it. 20-pound bags with a giant velvet buck on the front. $40, sometimes more. Turn that bag around and read the tag on the back. The first ingredient is salt. Usually the second one is salt too, listed a different way. Then there is a little calcium, a little phosphorus, and some flavoring so it smells sweet to you standing there in the aisle. Now walk into the farm store 2 miles down the road, the one with the tractor tires stacked out front. A 50-pound bag of plain white stock salt is going to run you under $10. A 50-pound block of trace mineral salt, the brown one the cattlemen buy, is right around the same. That is 50 pounds against 20 pounds at a quarter of the price. Nobody is lying to you when they sell you the $40 bag. It works. It has salt in it. But there is no money in telling a hunter that the answer is a dollar canister off the grocery shelf, and there is a whole lot of money in a bag with a 200-inch buck printed on the side. That is just how a store keeps the lights on. Dad bought stock salt in a paper sack, and he killed deer his whole life. So that is the what. Now let me show you the why, because the why is what keeps you from wasting a whole spring. Deer do not crave salt the way you and I crave a bag of chips. It is a real physical hunger, and it runs on the calendar. Here is what happens. Come spring green up, every whitetail in your woods switches off woody browse and starts hammering new growth. Green clover, fresh alfalfa, the first soft leaves on a red maple. That stuff is almost all water, and it is loaded with potassium, and it has almost no sodium in it at all. So the deer system starts dumping sodium, trying to keep everything in balance. Within a few weeks, that animal is running a real deficit, and it will go looking. On top of that, you have got does nursing fawns in May and June, which pulls minerals right out of the doe. And you have got bucks growing a set of antlers from nothing, which is one of the fastest growing tissues on any animal in North America. Wildlife biologists worked this out decades ago, long before anybody was selling it in a bag. It is sodium the deer are after. The fancy minerals are mostly for the fellow holding the credit card. And this is the part that explains why so many folks think this does not work. They put a sight out in the middle of October, right before gun season, and they sit over it for 2 weeks watching nothing. Of course they do. By late fall, those deer are on acorns and standing corn. Their sodium need has fallen way off, and they have got exactly one thing on their mind, and it is not salt. Spring and summer is when this works. Spring and summer. Now, before you go grab a shovel, there are 3 words to look for, and they are the 3 words that decide whether any of this is legal where you hunt. The first word is baiting. That usually means putting out something edible to draw deer in while you are hunting them. The second word is feeding. That usually means putting out food outside of hunting season, and some states allow one and not the other. The third word is mineral, and this is the one that trips people up. Some states write mineral into the bait rules as a flat ban. Some states say mineral is fine from January through August but has to be gone before the opener. Some states allow it everywhere except the counties with chronic wasting disease. And a handful ban all 3, all year everywhere. So do not guess. Pull up your state wildlife agency and read the current regulations yourself, or pick up the phone and call your local warden. They will tell you straight, and they would rather answer that call than write you a ticket. And if the answer where you live is no, then it is no. And we hunt like it is no. There is no buck on this earth worth your license. The good news is there is a legal version of this in every state in the union, and it is finding the natural licks the deer are already using. Damp seeps at the bottom of a hillside, the mineral bank along an old logging road cut, the edge of a spring hole. Deer have been digging those out since long before anybody sold a bag. Find one on your ground and hang a camera on it, and you have got the whole thing for free and legal. Now here is where most folks go wrong, and it has nothing to do with the law. They think of this as a place to shoot a deer. It is not. Even in the states where you are allowed to hunt over it, that is the weakest thing you can do with it. What this is the best information you will get all year. From April through August, a good site turns into a photo booth. You find out exactly which bucks made it through the winter. You watch a set of antlers come up out of the skull week by week so you know what that 3-year-old is going to be in October. You count does, you count fawns. You learn which trail they come in on in the evening and which one they leave on in the morning. Then when the season opens, you do not sit on the salt. You sit on the trail. You already know where they come from and which way the wind has to be. That is woodsmanship, and it is worth 10 times more than an easy shot over a pile. That handles the why. Now let's talk about where, because location decides most of it. Number 1, put it on a trail the deer already use, not where you wish they walked. Walk your ground in the mud of early spring and find a trail with real tracks in it, running between where they bed and where they feed. Set your sight right off the side of that trail. Number 2, get it close to water if you have any. A creek bottom, the edge of a beaver flowage, a spring seep, any low wet ground. Deer loading up on salt get thirsty, and they will always pick the spot that lets them do both. Number 3, find shade, a north-facing slope, the edge of a cedar swamp under a big oak canopy. Ground that stays damp keeps the salt right where you put it. Ground that bakes in open sun dries out and cracks, and the first rain carries everything away. Number 4, keep it at least 100 yards from your best stand. That is 100 yards, and further is better. You want the deer using this thing with total confidence, which means they never once smell you there. That is the where. The when is easier, and it is coming up faster than most folks think. You want your sight open and charged before the deer need it. Up here, that means as soon as the frost comes out of the ground, so late March into April. Down south, you can be a month or better ahead of that. Give it time. It can take deer 2 or 3 weeks to even find a brand new site, and sometimes a whole month. Folks give up right about the time it starts to work. 2 or 3 weeks minimum before you judge it. Then keep it going through the summer. Once every 4 to 6 weeks, add a little more and stir it back in. And if your state only allows mineral outside of hunting season, mark the closing date on the calendar in your kitchen right now, because the day before the opener is a lousy time to remember it. All right. Now here are the 4 mistakes I see kill a good site, and I have made every one of them myself. The first one is dumping too much. 50 pounds in one hole the first day is a waste. 10 or 15 pounds will start a site just fine, and 10 to 15 is plenty. The second one is buying the sweet stuff. Anything heavy on molasses or corn syrup pulls in every raccoon and black bear in the township. And after one good rain, it turns into a sticky soup that deer will walk right past. The third one is checking it. Every trip you make in there, you leave scent. Once a month is plenty. Pull your camera card and get out. The fourth one is hanging your camera too close and too high. 10 to 12 feet back and about waist high on the tree gets you the whole animal and does not flash them in the eyes at midnight. 10 to 12 feet. And that brings us to the part I promised you at the very start. You have seen the picture on the front of the bag. The fella in the glove, tipping a white bucket over an old stump. 3 bucks standing right there with their tongues out. That picture has probably sold more mineral than anything else in the outdoor industry, and it is the single fastest way to waste your money. Here is what Dad actually did, and it takes about 5 minutes. Take a garden hoe, or a mattock, or a flat spade. Scrape all the leaves and duff off a circle about 3 feet across. 3 feet, about the size of a truck tire. Then chop down into the dirt underneath and break up the top 4 to 6 inches. 4 to 6 inches. And you want it crumbly, like a garden bed in the spring. Now pour your salt right onto that loose dirt. Then take the hoe and mix it in. Turn it over 3 or 4 times until you cannot tell the white from the black anymore. Then walk away and leave it alone. And here is why that matters, and this is the part nobody ever explains. The deer are not coming for the taste of salt sitting on a rock. They are coming for sodium, and once that salt is worked down into the dirt itself becomes the mineral. They dig it out and they swallow the soil. That is exactly why Dad's hole is 9 inches deeper than it was in the 1980s. 40 years of deer eating the ground. Now think about what happens to salt sitting on top of a stump. The first 2-inch rain that comes through washes it off, straight down through the leaves and into the water table, and your $40 bag is gone by Thursday. Salt worked down into loose soil, especially soil with any clay in it, stays put. It holds through the rain and it feeds back up slow all summer long. That is the whole difference, and it has nothing to do with the brand or the price. 5 minutes with a hoe on the first day. And Dad never bought a bag with a buck printed on it. He bought stock salt in a paper sack, and he dug. That right there is the kind of thing the old-timers handed me for free, standing around a fire at deer camp, and nobody ever wrote any of it down. So I did. Donna's Whitetail Bible is 101 of them, laid out plain, one after another, for the hunter who is already doing the work and still going home empty. $17 marked down from $47. $17 is less than half of one bag of the mineral you were about to go buy, and it will still be working for you long after that bag is empty. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. So that is the whole thing. $1 of plain salt worked down into broken ground, in the shade, in the spring, with your own state's rules checked first. Now do me a favor. Tell me in the comments what state you hunt and the story of your first buck. I read every single one. And next time, I'm going to show you why the October lull that everybody complains about is not what they think it is. And the one thing happening on your own ground that pulls those bucks off your cameras for 3 weeks straight. Keep your wind right and your coffee hot, and I'll see you in the woods.